everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is I received an email from my community member who likes to help me out with videos, and this is about caloric intake. And this is a really good way of looking at things, especially when it comes to our preps and survival, okay? So she started out her email like this. In prep number 1, the first question was, who are you prepping for? Using your composition notebook or spiral notebook, or even just a sheet of paper, make a list of the people that you are preparing for. You, your spouse, the name of your kids, your relatives, and so forth. Then draw a vertical line to make 2 columns. Label one side normal, and then the other side of the column survival. In the normal column, next to each name, write down the number of calories that they eat, as if everything is okay. In the survival column, write down the number of calories that would be available for them to eat in the event that everything went toes up and your supplies are dwindling and nothing else was available. Total each column. Now you have a daily calorie requirement for the best of times and the worst of times. This total can be multiplied by 30 for a month, 180 for 6 months, and so on. By calculating caloric requirements, you can create a draft of the foods that you need to add to your pantry, how much, and calorie totals. If it was just me and the big guy, she says, I consider our age, we are retired, our activities, and how many meals we eat each day. Normally, they eat 4,500 calories per day for the both of them. For survival, she would be able to bring it down to 3,000 calories a day for both of them. She said, start looking at items through the lens of how many calories they contain. You may really like green beans, but the calorie count doesn't help you meet your calorie goals. Baked beans would be a much better choice. She said, I'm not a nutritionist. I just prep to make sure my family will have the calories that they need to live a normal life and not to merely just survive. So, excuse me, my nose, it just, as I was going through our preps over the past couple of days, here, I'll show you real quick, hang on. Like when I was going through, okay, can you see our jars right here? Okay, this is just one of the shelves that we have. Okay, I was going through our jars of our pressure canned food. Okay, because like I said in a previous video, with our pressure canned food, we have a lot of it is stuffed in the cabinets in the kitchen. Okay, and then we have shelves like this. Okay, and this is just one of the shelves. And I was going through and I was going, okay, where are my gaps when it comes to my pressurized, my pressure canned food? So the bottom 2 shelves here is protein, whether it's chicken, pork, beef, beans, whatever, okay? And then these 2 shelves here is mostly potatoes, okay? And then we've got going up veg. Okay, and on the other shelf that's just like this, the bottom 2 shelves are protein, and then it starts with ready-made meals that I've made, okay, like the homemade SpaghettiOs, beanie weenies, like the beans and the hot dogs, okay, sausage, peppers, and onions, and things like that. What we are really lacking in is pressure canned veg. Okay, I've got cakes, I've got breads that I have pressure canned like 2 years ago, and they're all still really, in good shape. And I'm like, Oh my gosh. We've got peppers, we've got onions, we've got carrots, we've got potatoes. But we don't have enough. We've got plenty of protein. And we've got plenty of the pop-top meals. Okay, the meals in a jar. But not enough veg. So we're big potato eaters in this house. Okay, my husband is a meat and potatoes guy. He always has been, ever since he was little. Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. Me, okay, stay with my son. Okay, me and my daughter-in-law, we would rather eat rice and veg all day. It's true. The kids, put anything in front of them and they'll eat it. It's just the way they are. Now the baby, Evie Rose, she loves spaghettis. She loves spaghettis. And just give her pasta. She'll eat pasta all day long. You could tell she's Italian. She takes it right after me. But anyway, so you know, when you're looking at your pantries, whether it's your pressure can foods, your non-perishables, whatever the case may be, look at where your gaps are, fill those in, and remember to keep track of your caloric intake, especially when you're shopping. Look at the calories. Now, when I was doing research, when she sent me that email, I was just like, well, I'm going to do research and look at what, you know, is recommended for women, for men, and for kids, okay, for caloric intake. But in order for like survival, I don't know, because everybody is different, you know, especially if you're disabled, you know, if you're on med, whatever the case may be. If you're active, inactive, you know, whatever. So according to dietary guidelines for Americans, the recommended daily caloric intake for adult women is, if you're sedentary, 1,600 to 2,000 calories daily. Moderately active, 1,800 to 2,400 calories. If you're very active, 2,200 to 3,000 calories daily. Yeah. Age for women, calorie needs tend to decrease with age. Height and weight, larger individuals generally require more calories. Pregnancy or breastfeeding, calorie needs increase during these periods, and medical conditions, certain medical conditions may affect caloric intake. So according to dietary guidelines for Americans, the following are estimated calories for adult men: sedentary, 2,000 to 2,200 calories a day; moderately active, 2,400 to 2,600 calories a day; and very active, 2,800 to 3,000 calories a day. Age, calories tend to decrease with age. Height and weight, men are taller and heavier, generally require more calories. Body composition, muscle mass burns more calories than fat, and specific goals, calories intake may need to be adjusted for weight loss, muscle gain, or other health goals. The recommended daily caloric intake for children varies based on age, gender, and activity level. Generally, toddlers who are 2 to 3 years old need around 1,000 to 1,200 calories, while older kids and teenagers require more, with needs ranging from 1,400 to 3,200 calories a day. Factors like growth spurts and physical activity significantly influence individual needs, and we all know about growth spurts, right? One night they go to bed, the next morning they wake up and they're 2 inches taller. So the breakdown for this is toddlers 2 to 3 years old, approximately 1,000 to 1,400 calories a day. Ages 4 to 8. Boys generally 1,200 to 2,000 calories a day. Girls 1,200 to 1,800 calories a day. Ages 9 to 13, boys need 1,600 to 2,600 calories a day. Girls need 1,400 to 2,200 calories a day. And ages 14 to 18, boys need 2,000 to 3,200 calories a day. And girls need 1,800 to 2,400 calories a day. Now, a preference, if you're anything like me and you would rather have something to drink than something to eat, this preference for drinking fluids over eating solid food can lead to consuming empty calories, especially if those fluids are high in sugar or lack nutritional value. Especially these empty calories are those that provide minimal nutritional benefits despite contributing to overall caloric intake. So what are these empty calories? Empty calories are primarily found in foods and drinks that are high in added sugars, solid fats, or alcohol, but low in essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. The liquid calories, many beverages like soda, energy drinks, even some fruit juices are sources of empty calories. They can be easily consumed in large quantities, contributing to excess caloric intake without providing the same level of nutritional benefits like solid foods do. Okay, so when you are doing this with your prepper notebook and you're looking at, you know, what your normal caloric intake is for every day compared to an SHTF caloric intake, daily intake, you know, also don't forget to factor in what you're drinking, if you're having your snacks, and things like that. And what, because don't forget, some things are considered empty calories. Yeah. All right. So that's all for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless and God bless.